You can go to counseling, Dom?
Nah, but my girl said she think I need some because,
I think you need some.
Yeah, I believe I do. Like a lot of little things we do around the house, it's only us, and I think this is my house. I can use the bathroom, keep the door, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But she always say she know why I be doing certain things because of that place. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to close no bathroom doors. Your door's always open. You know what I'm saying? Your bars is always open. You know what I'm saying? But that extra push, like you said, with the counselor, it ain't that ain't fixing the problem. All they're there for is to help you process it, and you really fix the problem yourself. But like you said, now by speaking the problem that you had coming out with it and siphoning it back in, you're like, oh man, that's how I fix that.
I say this. It sounds easy,
Yeah, right.
but it's not so easy. This isn't something you go get one of your buddies,
right,
and you go sit in the cell,
right,
you try to tell him all your problems.
Because you're not going.
That's going to cause you twice as many problems,
right,
because A, he doesn't know how to guide the conversation.
Exactly.
And then B, he knows all your personal information that you're going to feel subconscious about.
Right.
So you don't want to put him or you in a situation where another person inside has all this vulnerable stuff about you.
Right.
In theory, that's not a good idea.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So the counselor, they know how to guide the conversation. They know how to stop you if you're going too far. They're professionals. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's not about trusting my friend. Yeah, it's about getting somebody who understands the process of healing, of communication, and redirecting and processing. Right. And I don't have any friends who are professional counselors. They're professional friends, but they're not professional counselors. Right. So I don't want to say it is, a lot of it is hearing it, but it goes beyond that. Right. And the thing is, you never want to be in a spaceship without an astronaut. Okay. How cool your friend is. If you're going to get in a spaceship, make sure there's an astronaut on board. That's right. Now I got 3 of the homies. We good now.
The homeboys in space.
Homeboys in space. So I definitely advocate counseling with a counselor. Right. And what's in there stays in there. Let it be about you and about your issues and about what you're going through from your perspective. I mean, this isn't the time to fix your sister's issues or your brother's issues or your homie's issues. That is about you. Right. Because technically a counselor can't help you heal somebody that's not in the room. Right. Goals. What are your goals?
To be healed one day, man.
No, that's counseling. What do you?
That's my goal, is to be healed one day. Not to do with none of this here. Just I need to be healed. I know I'm still hurt and broke, man, in a lot of areas that I think I'm well in now. So a goal of mine is to heal myself as well as I'm trying to help others, man. I still need some healing.
So, okay. How about we sign you up for counseling?
Sounds like a plan. Get me to counseling is the whole different other plan. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. That's why I would ask you, how did you get to that point where you even believe that it could work for you? Because if I don't believe it could work for me, I'll never get there. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, Dre, we don't kicked it on many times, and I'll be like, damn, that was a good session. And I walk away, feel healed at the moment, but then I'm still a broken person because you only helped me with the problem I was going through for that moment, and then it's the other real life shit that I have to keep on going through. You know what I'm saying? So I'd be like, all right, I can't just like masquerade it. When we talk about addiction, drug addiction, I can't just smoke a blunt and say, okay, this problem is gonna be gone. Can't drink a beer and this problem's gonna be gone. It's still gonna be there. It's gonna be gone off my mind for this moment, but it's still gonna be there. So how do I say, all right, then that's what you need? How do you get yourself there and be receptive? You said like you went there a few times and you created a show, you know what I'm saying, to get around dealing with yourself. So I don't want to go through that process. How do I get me there and being receptive to that?
I would say you have to get to your why. Give me 5 reasons why I want to get this off my back, out of my life. 1, it's not working for me at all. Right. 2, I'm truly miserable. I don't care how much of a front I put up and how much smiling or cool I'm with the crew and playing, I'm miserable. I go to my cell at the end of the night and I'm miserable. 3, I mean, I feel like not dying inside, but I'm like, I'm not growing. It's just like, I'm past miserable. It's like I'm stuck. I'm at a point there's no growth. it's like I got cement instead of dirt. You know what I'm saying? 4 is lonely. You know what I'm saying? It's a lonely thing to be trapped into that space. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like when I come outside, I am high energy. I used to dance around and rap and all that. That's the masquerade to pain.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm hiding my pain of I'm lonely, I'm frustrated, I'm not growing, I'm miserable, I'm not achieving anything. And the 5th reason would be I want better. I mean, I always wanted better. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't know how to get better. So when I finally figured out that this was to get better, I just had to just like go do it. It's like the first time you went to Walpole with me, I'm not going in, I'm not ready. Now, then you got to South Bay, you go in and out. You know what I'm saying? You got to the house down in South End, you was in and out. Now we at the prison down here, you in and out. You got comfortable with it. But at the first time, like, I'm not going, what people gonna think about me if they see me in Walpole? What are you gonna say? You in the parking lot hiding. Like everybody behind a 40-foot wall, you hiding in the parking lot. Like who gonna come in the parking lot and see you? But that was your mind telling you, I can't go through that door. That was your mind telling you, I can't be seen out here. You're completely legal. You're here to help somebody. It's your job. You're respectable. We're above board. But in your mind, you're like, no, I'm not ready to be seen in this space. Now you pull up to the prison, park your car, walk through the front door like it's nothing. It still trips me out not walking out of prison all day.
Exactly.
But we're sitting here now. This would have been like some kind of crazy scheme to send information into the prison 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. This would be like, man, how we gonna get the information inside? What can we do? Well, now we can legitimately sit down, make this information, package it up, and send it inside completely. I mean, come on, we're 1,000% legit.
Right.
We're approved. We were requested for this information. This wasn't just a great idea. Mm-hmm. This was a request.
Right.
But 10 years ago, it might have been like, whoa, how's that going to be perceived? You know, what up? Somebody in the block gonna say, yo, them dudes, what they doing? Why they making videos for us? And there's always gonna be that one guy that says, why they making a video for me? Because I care about you. But they can't receive that.
Right.
So right now you're saying, I don't know if that counseling thing is gonna work. You tried everything else. You've tried everything else. And trust me, if it didn't work, I'll tell you, it ain't gonna work. Right. I went, it worked, and it's been working. And there's no such thing as 100% fixed,
right.
But I'm able to process and deal with, like yesterday I had a horrible time, but I'm able to process and deal with most, if not all of my own stuff. So even yesterday, when I had a horrible day, and I just was like, I wanted to quit, wanted to give up, wanted to get on a plane, just fly to the moon or whatever. I knew the steps to do so I didn't sink deeper. You can't stop yourself from getting depressed. You can't stop yourself from having a bad day. Counseling doesn't do that, but it teaches you the steps of how to bounce back. Mm-hmm. So I knew not to sit in my own stuff by myself.
Right.
So I sent my man a text in Atlanta who I knew was in church, and he responded. And his response was like, yo, are you good? That was caring coming back to me. I called my sister, and she knew my voice, and she knows me. She said on the phone for 15, 20 minutes. I called a few other people, didn't even tell them I was stressed out. But I knew enough to just talk to people. Yeah. Don't just sit in here and think I'm gonna I called my niece, I called my friend, I think I called you. I just called people and was talking to them. 10, 15 minutes. And it helped me to say, I know people.
Right.
And that's how I got through my day. Still tough. So counseling's not gonna stop the bad day.
Right.
Counseling's gonna give you the tools to get through the bad day. So today I got up this morning, I'm fine. But yesterday was hard. And there will be another hard day. Back me up before I had the steps of what to do. That's when I melt down. I'll be perfect. Dre's perfect. He's perfect until he's not. Then I'd be perfectly out of control. People used to see me in the hole. Like, what are you doing in the hole?
Right.
I'm like, I'm one of the most problematic people in this prison. But in their mind, they would see me, and I'd be perfect. Then I explode. Perfect. Then I explode. But when you see me on a perfect run, you're like, oh, Dre's smooth. He got this. then I would explode, and I go right to seg. Then I'd be in seg, I come back out, I'd be perfect, explode. At some point, I'm like, I don't need to fix the perfect. I need to fix the explode days. And when I went in there, I didn't do this. The show was about the perfect days. I finally said, I'm gonna stop talking about the perfect days. I'm gonna talk about the explode days. And we started processing those. And, bro, trust me, it makes it better.
No, I'm asking that like in a lot of areas because it's just like when we don't know how to identify, you know what I'm saying, what help is needed. I'll be at the drawing board forever. Cause like with me, you ask me like, damn, what was your traumas? How was your like shit? My dad loved me. I seen him, my mom argue, fight. Me, but did your dad whip you? Hell yeah, he whipped me. You know what I'm saying? Did mom whip? Hell yeah, he whipped me. I don't see no problem with that in my mind.
Right.
Now, you know what I'm saying? This being my adult age, that shit's not normal for you to hit me because you mad about something, or you know what I'm saying, or whatever. So that's the process. So I'm asking that, like, all right. So now when you inside of there, you tearing down these barriers because for a stranger to just get all of me, I still feel like man, shit, that's weird.
But it's better with a stranger.
Yeah, I understand.
Because when you walk away, you ain't get to see that person again.
Right.
That's if you sat down and did all your super personal stuff with me, and I help because I am a therapist by now, I could actually help you process it. But then you got to see me tomorrow,
Right.
and you got to see me the next day, and you got to see me. So it's best to have that person that you can walk away from, and your stuff stays with them.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because to me, I would be like, I tell my friend that before I tell a stranger that there, and I'd
But
be like,
your friend
has that leverage of in your mind. It ain't even something that he might want to hold over you, but you're in your mind, you're creating that. He holding this over me. He gonna know my vulnerable spots from here on out.
Not only, there's two things. One, in your mind, he can leverage it against you. Then the second part is he can't help you.
Right.
Your man sitting talking about yeah.
Take this Band-Aid.
Yeah. Let's go play some basketball. Nah, that's not counseling.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm saying that's not counseling. We've tried that type of counseling and it doesn't work. If it worked, we didn't went up to jail.
Right.
How many hours did you spend on the corner talking to your friends every night? Too many.
Yeah.
Too many. And it didn't stop you from getting in trouble or going down that path.
In this aspect, though, we're looking for someone who's gonna help me. In that aspect, like I can honestly say, I never ever really looked for a friend to give me a solution to a problem, man. Like a genuine, like, man. Not in my early stages. That's now when I'm growing in my life, I've done that. But in my beginning stages, I would never tell a person. Even if I got kicked out of the house, I'd be like, yo, let me stay over your house for the night, man. I gotta go somewhere early in the morning. Mom, I'm tripping. You make an excuse to masquerade what the real problem is. So
Make the show.
right. So now, being older, you'll come into a more understanding. You're like, man, I said, well, I'm gonna lie to you about that. Listen, man, my mom and I'm tripping. I need to stay the night. That would have been therapeutic.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of putting on a show. So now here it is, and you be like, damn, here I am. Do I really need this? I've been going through all this. I've been healing myself all these years. Do I really need it? That's the question that's been in my mind.
I'm gonna give you this. And this is 100%. You with your son all day, every day. He's gonna get 100% of you. Not what you think he's gonna get. He's gonna get 100% of you. So if 80% of you is perfect and going great, that's smooth. The 20% of you that's discombobulated and out of control and upside down, he's gonna get there too. It's called genetics.
Right.
He has your personality. You said it earlier. He has your personality, your attitude, your disposition. He's gonna get your vibe. You don't have to say everything to him for him to respond, because y'all are one of the same. All the stuff that you've been unable to deal with for the last 50 years and the stuff that's been bothering and troubling you for the last 50 years, when you pass on your love, your intention, all that, he's gonna get that too. He's gonna get the confusion, he's gonna get the uneasiness, he's gonna get the distrust, he's gonna get the holding it. Whatever it is, I'm not saying what it is, whatever it is, you can't pull that part back unless you take it out of you. If it is in you, it's going to be in him. Now the question is this: you were able to deal with it. Well, he.
Right.
And you didn't deal with it well. It took you down the wrong path. Like you said, you had a mom and dad who were doing good and there for you, and they gave you 100% of them. And part of what they gave you didn't sit well with you. So now you're giving him all the love him above and beyond. Nobody will question you're the father of the year. But you're giving him the other parts of you too. that you don't want.
Yeah, what I don't want and he don't need.
You don't want and he don't need. So your reasoning for counseling is to get that out of you because you don't want to give it to him. See, like my son is my cop. He's twin, and so it's like, man, and I still have the thoughts I have. Some of them I don't want him to have. So I'm trying to get them out of my head. So that way they come out of my life. So he doesn't get them. I remember we used to tell my son when he was a baby, if you smoke, you die. It was real simple. If you smoke, you die. Mm-hmm. And we just kept it real basic. And from the time he was a baby, if you smoke, you die. He's at the house one day. He's probably 5 years old. And for some strange reason, I had a cigar. And I lit it. And I knew he was in the house, but I lit it anyways. He came downstairs. He saw me smoking a cigar. Then he went home. My ex-wife called me. She said, "Are you stupid? Or are you just deranged?" I said, "What?" She says, your son is here crying his eyes out, talking about dad is gonna die. Because he saw you smoking. Mm-hmm. And we taught him, smoke, you die. We didn't put no cut on it, no rationalization, just smoke, you die. And kids pick up stuff. When I speak, so I travel all the time. My wife, me, son lived in the house. He was probably 2. So they call me for a job. I get the date. The same routine. I had a green suitcase. We all walk to the front door. The car will pull up. I put the suitcase on the ground, hug the wife, hug the son, pick up the green suitcase. I walk out the door. First time, no problem. Second time, no problem. The third time, I did it, hugged the wife, hugged the kid, picked up the green suitcase, I walked out the door. He had figured out at 2 years old, that meant daddy's not coming back for a couple of days. Went ballistic, started crying and screaming. She called me, he was screaming so bad. I felt so bad I wanted to turn around. He was able to rationalize green suitcase and a hug from dad means he's gone for the next who knows how many days. And he just internalized it. It's not what we say, it's not even they send stuff, they pick up stuff. 2 years old, green suitcase, hug, he ain't coming back. Right. And he flipped out. It was so bad that she called me. It was like, yo, your son is having a nuclear meltdown. Because he figured out, this means you're not coming back for a couple of days. And he doesn't know what to do if I'm not coming back. His whole universe is upside down. So for you, your son's universe is 1,000% based on you. And it's not what you want him to have. It's what's in you that he's going to get. So we'll get you some counseling.
Me too.
And for the old guy.
That's it.
I remember when I was 18, I came to, I used to call him old man. He used to hate that. What's up, old man? I'm like, man, stop that. But on goals, selfless plug, no sir. This is my book. And Andre Norman, Turning Poverty and Prison to a Purpose-Driven Life, Ambassador of Hope. Mm-hmm. And I don't care if you buy it. I'm not doing it for you to buy it. Goals. I wrote this book while I was in Essex Block at Walpole. And I wrote the manuscript in 94. The book got published in 2020. That's 24 years, 26 years. Because I wrote it and I didn't follow through on it.
Right.
It's not enough to not quit.
Right.
It's not enough to just set a goal. The next step is follow through on your goals. This should have taken 26 years. But I'm glad it's done. And it's in there. But set a goal, stick to your goal, finish your goal. Perfect is done. I was trying to get the perfect book. You said it earlier. Mm-hmm. I wanted the perfect book and the perfect this, and perfect never happens. Right. So I just finally said, I'm just going to do it. And if it's not perfect, so be it. And the craziest thing is, the stuff, what stopped me from writing it was the stuff I had to leave out of it. Mm. But you know something? Guess who knows when I left something out? Me.
Right.
So it wasn't like the reader would know.
Yeah.
The reader only knows what they read.
Right.
I knew what wasn't going in, so I didn't write the book because I couldn't put everything in. It was a horrible reason not to write the book or to get it finished. But it's finished. It's done, and I'm just happy with it. It is done. I sent a copy to mom, dad, and rest of the fam. But it's not only set a goal, but you have to complete the goal, and it's doable. And there'll be some folks who don't believe in your goals.